Okay, this is I don't know, I'm going to talk you through how to play this ATC game by John Ross. The code is up at GitHub. ZSLA is the name of the developer there. John Ross is his real name. And I really enjoy this game. I think you're going to enjoy it too. Let me just give you kind of a description of what we're seeing here. This is the radar screen. If you've played an ATC game before, it's going to be pretty clear cut. You've got a couple of runways here. 28 right and left, 10 left and right, 1 left and right, 19 right and left. These are all available to you, although down in the bottom right hand corner you can see the prevailing wind is going to dictate which runway is going to be the optimum runway for you to use. What I like to do instead of guessing around and stuff like that is just jump right into the departures, which are noted up here in blue. These are your flight strips here. The red ones don't show up yet. They're still on arrival. As soon as they cross into the radar coverage area, they will be displayed over here on the right hand side. For now, we'll just concentrate on the blue arrival or departures. So to make a plane depart, what you need to do is click it first, highlight it, and the call sign will show up on the bottom left here, and the blinking cursor is waiting for instructions. What I like to do first is to set the speed. I like to do it maximum. Some ATCs allow you to go to crazy speeds, but this one appears to only have a maximum of 250, which is quite fine, suitable. It's perfect. The speed. Now, also the altitude. You want to clear it. So you're setting the speed with a shortcut called SP, space 250. You can issue multiple commands at one time, so I take advantage of that. Clear to 10,000 feet, which is indicated by a 100. And then I tell it to wait at a runway, which is to basically taxi and line up. And I put a 28, and you can either designate 28 left or 28 right. Now, if you just told it to taxi, it's going to just pick one, pick a runway, whichever one it feels is the best. But as you'll see in a little while, there is a real benefit to dictating which runway it taxis to. So for the first one, without really trying to recognize which way the wind's going and which airport or which runway is the best one for it to take off on, the very first one you can just say taxi, and it will taxi to it, and it'll change up in here to show you that it's taxiing to 28 right. Now, for my purposes, I know that 28 right and 28 left are essentially the same. I'm not going to have a problem with this next one going to 28 left, so I'm just going to go ahead and designate which ones I want. So again, let's set the speed at 250. Oops. Set it for 250. Clear it for 100 feet and tell it to wait at 28, and we're already at right, so I'm going to go 28 left. Now you'll notice I've highlighted SP250 C100 W28, and I'll show you why that is in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and have that wait at 28 left. Now as soon as or taxi to 28 left, there's already a craft waiting to take off at 28 right, and it was first in line. So now to make it take off, you can just simply say take off. Now if you have the time, what you might also want to do is consider, where does that craft want to go? Okay, so if you highlight this one, you'll see a blue line right up in here. If you highlight this one, you'll see a blue line down in the bottom right hand corner. Highlight different craft want to go to different destinations, so highlight it to find out where it wants to go. If this craft wants to go here, you're able to use what's called an SID. That SID in this case is Eugene. Well, Eugen actually, but in my head I call it Eugene. What you want to do is have it take off and follow the SID for Eugen. So let's try that. First of all, you select it and tell it SID EUGEN, and it will follow that path, which is, in this case, it goes to Senzi, which is hard to see. It goes to Senzi, and then on to Zupax, and then Eugen, and then finally it takes a compass heading off of the radar screen. Now, as you can see, we already got a lot of stuff stacked up here. So I'm going to go a little bit faster right now and start cleaning some of this stuff off, because I've got some real concerns here. I got to get this craft down to a reasonable level, this one down to a reasonable level, as well as this one. So pardon me for just a moment while I go ahead and do these things quickly. but I'll narrate it as I go. I'm going to fix it to DivEc. I'm going to set the speed to 250. Well, actually, I don't have to. It's already at 250. I'm going to clear it to 3,000 because I can see over here the altitudes and the obstructions in my way. By the time it gets down to that altitude, it will be clear sailing for it. So I'm going to clear 3. Now, not only am I going to fix it to DivEc, and remember, you can use multiple commands, but I'm going to give it a waypoint. I'm going to fix it to DivEc and then over to Westla. Okay, so it'll give a clean vectoring over to there. So right now, this one's heading to DivEc and on to Westla, which will give me a really good thing. And I can verify the altitude, the speed, and the heading here. This one here, I'm going to clear it to, I'll clear this one to 2 because there's not a lot of obstructions. I'm going to go to Archie, which is right here, and then I'm going to backtrack it back to Wetor, and then to Westla. So Wetor, Westla. And the speed's fine, just want to change the altitude. I must have misspelled something. Fix Wetor, Archie, Wetor, and Westla. Okay, now the direction of that line has changed, and I'll talk about more about these lines and dots and such in a little bit. I got to hustle on this one. Clear it down to 3 first. Fix it to Faith, and heck, I'll just do NEPIC. That's easier for me to type. NEPIC is right along in here somewhere, right there. And what that is along the same line as Westla. It's just easier for me to type for some reason. I got to get moving on my departures, so we are going to go ahead and tell this one to take off. Go ahead and go. This one is you can see the 345 on this, okay? After you get to know the compass points on your thing, well, actually you don't even need to know the compass points. All you need to know is that SFO is at 345. Okay, so whenever you see 345 here, you don't have to zoom in and zoom out and look for that blue line any longer. Okay, so you can stay nice and tight in here and do all of your instructions from here. So 345, I'm going to go ahead and clear the, or it's already been cleared, so I'm just going to fix it to SFO. So fix SFO. And you'll notice that the command is different for fixing to a specific point as opposed to an SID. Now certainly I could have used the SID quiet, but in this case it's just as easy and it's fewer keystrokes to type in fix SFO as opposed to SID quiet. So when this one reaches a certain altitude, you want to space your craft apart a little ways. When that reaches a specific altitude, what you're going to want to do is then take advantage of the fact that there's proper spacing, and you want to tightly get your craft into the air as tightly as possible. So in this case, I'm going to wait for this one to get to at least 5. And the reason I'm going to use 5, I'll tell you in a minute. There, TO, take off. Any craft that peels off to the right or peels off to the left, I don't have to wait as long as if I had craft going straight across, straight forward. Now, if they're going to be trailing each other, I want to wait until the altitude, which is on the left-hand side here, shows 7, like right there. Now I would have taken that off had both of these been going forward. If one or the other, or in this case, both of them are peeling off, I only have to pretty much wait until it's at 5. So let me go ahead and get this going, and you're going to see that I just typed that in really quickly, okay? I didn't type it in, I pasted it. Control P and Control C and Control V. Why not? That's a readily used one. Now all I have to do is paste and put in a left or a right, a left or a right, a left or a right, and I'm done. So now those are all waiting. Now I still haven't given them their IDs, so I like to do this ASAP. I mean, right away. And I happen to know that 290 is Molin, which is over here. So I'm going to say fix Molin. That one's done. This one, 290, is also Molin. And is this one? Fix Molin. I know that 180. Now 180 is a trip. I'm going to hold off on that. Okay. 180. You should be able to say SID, and now I forgot it, offshore. You should be able to use that. Okay. The problem comes when, and by the way, you want to always be taking off your flights as quick as possible, and I blew that. I should have taken that one off. This one should have taken off when this was at 5. And similarly, I have Mullen taking off right now, and I can see that Mullen is waiting. So here's where I'm going to wait until I see 7 before doing anything. One other big consideration is when you have something coming across like this one here coming across to freely, this one is going to run into it if they happen to be at the same altitude. So at 17, it's probably going to get to about 27 somewhere in here. This one's going to get down to about 42. You know, that's enough separation to where I don't really have to concern myself with it. But for safety's sake, why not have it do its thing? You know, like have this one go to SAU and then go to SASU, or have this one stay at 47, this one stay at 22, or dictate that this one is only cleared to 3 and this one is only cleared to 4. And now you can see that one's only cleared to 3, this one's only cleared to 4. There is no chance. You have to maintain at least 1,000-foot separation. So that's all well and good. Okay, so in these, fix, Wetor, Nipik. Okay. With these over here, this is not the way you play the game. This should already be handled, but here I am talking. Okay, so I'm at 12 now. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot this guy off, take him off. This one's got his waypoints and all that. This is 180. Okay, at some point I'm going to talk about that 180 here, but right now I got to land some planes. To land a plane, just type in L and then the runway that you want it to go to. Now you can see that I've got L28 popped in there. Okay, that's because I've got I've got a bunch of planes waiting, and I doubt any of this is actually going to work because I've screwed this up so bad and waited so long. But we're going to hope for the best. New planes coming in at the highest altitude are going to be at 10K. You want to address those quickly. Okay, so clear it at 3, fix it to Archie, Wetor, Nipik, and then that's done. Clear this one to 3, fix it to Faith and Nipik. Now, I might slow this one down because it's such a short approach. As you can see when I zoom back out, it's such a short approach that I want to make sure that it does what it needs to do. But anyway, okay, so I got to hustle on a couple of these here. I got 2 planes waiting. Yeah, see, there's 28 left right there. So I'm going to bypass a bunch of, or that one there, and just say take off. Now that one's going to SEPTI. Now here's a trip. Okay, so I did that SID offshore. I don't know if you recall. When it says 180, like this one here says 180, I did an SID of offshore. But look at the path that it wants to take. Okay, now it may or may not clear that in time. And by that I mean this obstruction here. So you can watch the path change as altitude and speed and all that take effect of the projected path. And as you can see, it's a kind of a crapshoot. Is it going to make it? Is it not going to make it? If you put that in soon enough, I think it's going to make it. But if you were to issue that SID after takeoff, say here, that arc now comes right along into that obstruction, and essentially you have a crash. So we might actually see a crash here anyway, because I have one plane on 28 left that hasn't taken off yet, and we may be in trouble. So this may be fun. All right, so this one isn't really on the path yet, and I'll talk about arrivals in a second, but right now I'm kind of concerned about this little guy. 28 left. I'm going to see if I can shoot him off before this guy comes in. Now, we don't know where he's going, so it's 180, fix, Westla, Whammy, Seagull. That's the same path as the previous one, but I'm going to change it to SID offshore. Now, here's a good example. Watch. I better turn this plane, or it was going to crash into there. Interesting. So, the same with this one. I'm going to go back to fix Westla, Whammy, and Seagull, and just use that one, because this is crazy. Now I'm faced with – couple of other things. Like I need to slow this one way down and let it go by. Okay, so this one's in range. What you do is just type in land, L, the shortcut, L, and then the space, and then the runway, and then left or right. Okay, so now I need to get on to some more things here. I need to clear 3, fix rock me, knee pick. Okay, so I'm telling it to fix to rock me and then on to knee pick. And the same with this one, clear 3, fix rock me, knee pick. And I'm pretty sure I've got some down here. Clear 3, fix rock me, knee pick. Okay, so that might help for a little bit. As you can see, the projected path from some of these other ones are putting it right into a really tall area, like a 3,000 foot area. But I want it to go to 3,000 feet because this one I'm taking off to the right of that little obstruction there, so that's not a problem. Okay, now if you want to, you can get this one, and we can put this one back up to 10. Okay. Now if you want to, you can certainly keep in mind all of these things that you have going on over here, but what I've done is dedicated the right one runway for takeoffs. So takeoff, I want that to go ahead and take off. This one's waiting, that one's waiting, and another one, couple of few more. This is nowhere near the way that I would normally place. Check out some of my other videos to see, you know, how clean this actually ends up looking. Right now I'm going to go fix Weetour and knee pick. What this does is it changes its path from Archie, cuts off all of this, and tucks it neatly in between those two there. And that's what I really want to have happen. What you want to do is always maintain, you know, the big picture. Like these guys coming close together here. I'm going to go ahead and clear this one to 1100 and keep this one here because it's going up to 10,000. But if I keep this one at 1100, it won't have a conflict there. And I'll let this one get ahead at 250 miles per hour or knots, and this one at 113 will come in behind it and increase its space over time. Okay, so there is the next one. That's at 7, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot this one off, take off. What else do we have waiting? We got this one here waiting on 28 right. It's a 160. I happen to know that that SID is Eugen, so that's nice. 345 is Fix Sasu. And I'm going to say right. And now I'm going to copy the R in there because from this point forward, it's always going to be right. 28 right, 28 right. 160 is SID Eugen. And 160 is SID Eugen. And I've got a couple of 10,000s here I need to fix. So clear 3, fix rock me, knee pick. And clear 3, fix rock me, knee pick. And those are just ones that I've chosen. You can pick whichever one you want, obviously. So now I'm at 2,500 or 2,000 feet here. I'm at 3,000 feet here. So I'm going to clear that one down to 2. This one's good enough. I'm going to clear it down to 2. This one's clean. Clear it down to 2. This one's not quite clean yet, but he's at 69, so by the time he gets to 2, it'll be way out here where he's certainly clear. Okay, let's find out how my takeoffs are doing. I'm at 0-1, so it's going to be a little while before that one's ready. And as you can tell, there's a whole stack of planes waiting to come in here. And this is going to be a mess. I should have, if I wasn't talking and narrating this, these would have all been tightly, neatly vectored and all that good stuff. But anyway. Fix rock me, knee pick, clear 3, fix rock me, knee pick. And you are going to have to peel some of these guys off or slow them down, like speed 200, clear 3, fix rock me, knee pick. You can see that I'm changing up the order of the commands. It doesn't really matter. Oops, speed 200. Doesn't really matter as long as they're typed out in the proper syntax. L28 left. That one's good. This one's coming down. That'll pick up the ILS. That's essentially what you're doing when you're saying L28. You can see this icon looks a lot different than this badge here. It tells you that it's locked. If I were to have something in line all the way out here and tell it to land on 28 left or right, it would have this but without the white dot in the middle. And that would indicate that the ILS it's looking for the ILS. It's just not picked it up yet. So in this case, land 28 left. What you want to do is wait until your craft is in line with the runways. There's a margin of error, and I don't know specifically what that is right now, but anyway, you want to kind of keep that in mind. Okay, for some reason, this guy, yeah, which one is it? Oh, he's way up there. Interesting. Huh. Forgot about him. Now, obviously, you've got some time here. I could pop one of those into the left runway, but my habit is after the planes start arriving, I've typically got them filled up, filled in, stacked, and there's no time to add another departure on the runway. Now, 28L left for landing, whatever. 28 right for whatever. You know, I use right for departures, left for landing. That's just easy for me to remember. Okay, so as you can see, these are coming in fairly tightly vectored. I'm going to change vectoring to DIVEC and then NEPIC, and then also change the speed to 200. Oops, put a space in there. So now I'm going to change this one to DIVEC NEPIC as well. And why not? Fix DIVEC NEPIC. Okay. Now you can see that there's a big convergence coming on, and this one at 200 is probably not slow enough to let this one get in there. So I can do one of two things. I can bring this one down and over like this, but that's crazy, right? So fix WeTor NEPIC or fix RockMe NEPIC. That's probably closer. Fix WeTor NEPIC. Okay, now you can see that I've changed this to go direct, or mostly direct, and this one's peeling off just a little bit to give this one a little bit of space to get in there. And then you look a couple of spaces, a couple of plays ahead. Like this one, I'm going to speed it up to 250 and see if I can't have these two go in this space right here. So that means I'm going to slow this one down to 200 and slow this one down to 200 as well. Let's take a look at our fix DIVEC NEPIC. Make sure our speed's right and our altitude's right. And this one's about ready to come onto the radar. Check over here, make sure we don't have any cross traffic going to Sasu, and we're good. Just keep the big picture every once in a while, like don't forget about your departures. Be on top of those. This one's waiting. This one's ready. Oops. Okay. So this one's already told where it needs to go and everything. Now this is in line, so I'm going to say land 28 left. Okay, this one can speed up now, so speed 250. Okay, now where is the next one going to come in at? Okay, so I think I got a little too much space there, but should be okay. I might have to slow this one down a little bit actually. 170. Let's check your 10Ks over here. Clear 3, fix DIVEC NEPIC. Clear 3, fix DIVEC NEPIC. Huh. And what's neat is, except for this one, planes coming in from this side or this side, you can use the same fix DIVEC NEPIC, DIVEC NEPIC. So it doesn't really matter, but this side over here you have to do like something like Archie WeTor NEPIC and clear it to 2 because there's no reason to have it at 3 as long as you keep an eye on this little intersection right here, which can be troublesome. So he's at 4, but he's peeling off. I'm going to highlight this guy here, and as soon as that hits 5, like right now, boom, done. This I've got a little separation error, so I'm going to slow him down to 225. This one's too high, so I'm going to send him down to 2. Same with this one, send him down to 2. Same with this one, send him down to 2. How's this guy doing? Send him down to 2. I'm going to slow everybody up since I'm not competing with anyone right now. Okay, I forgot to land this guy, so land 28 left, and you got the little dot. Land 28 left. I'm going to speed him up to 230. Speed him up to 230. Let's see what else is coming down the pike. Okay, so this one's going down nicely. I can speed this one back up to 240, 250. This one's heading to 250. That's good. Keep him at 250, or set him to 250. And this guy, now he's going to be a problem. Where do I want to put him? So I'm going to fix Divec knee pick, and I'm going to put him right there. Slow this guy down to some crazy number. Now as you slow planes down, you got to make sure that the other ones following behind it are also slowed, or they're going to ram into each other. Okay, so clear 3, speed 200, fix Divec knee pick. Okay. Now to give yourself a little bit more breathing room, you can't just enter speed 0. There's some inherent problems with that, but and to give yourself more breathing room, you can start peeling more of these off, like to faith knee pick. Speed 0. Speed 0, fix faith knee pick. Speed 0, fix faith knee pick. Okay. Now you can kind of tell that one's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one and fix to wheat tour knee pick, because it's going slow. I'll make sure it's going slow. How are my landings coming? This one needs to get clearance. This one needs to get clearance. And let's shoot this guy off. It's been a long time. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Well, he won't taxi. It's interesting. 290 is fix Molin. 345 is fix Sasu. And get these guys going off to the right. Okay, so let's take a look. He's going fast, he's going slow. Speed 250. Fix Rockney knee pick. Let's go to 200 on this guy. He's ready to land or pick up ILS. He's good to go. He will, well, maybe he won't. Speed 0 with him. Speed 250, fix Rockney knee pick. Now, this is going to be interesting. What am I going to do with this guy? So, what you can do is you could force him all the way up here and out, or keep this guy at speed 0 and tuck him right in between there. I'm going to clear this guy to 4 and clear this guy to 3, clear this guy to 2, so that there's separation, 1,000 feet separation here. So speed 250, no, not quite yet, because this red line right here indicates the spacing that I need between these planes. Okay, so I need to actually slow down like to 160. There's my separation indicator. And since I'm separated here, I could go ahead and fix this one to faith knee pick and just get him out of my hair for right now. There's always going to be that separation there. So this one should marry up behind that red line. I don't see a problem with that. I'm going to send that guy off. So that should be okay. But I need to slow this guy up a hair. Slow this guy up a hair. Oh gosh, it's a bummer there. So now that's going to there. So this is kind of a cluster right now, but what are you going to do? Oh yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can get this in now. Speed 0, fix meta knee pick. Clear 2, fix rock me knee pick. And actually, let's get this guy up, because I don't trust how close they are. Okay, so this one's going to go up to 3. This one's going to go down to 2, because he's next in line. Don't forget your other stuff over here. Remember, you got your 1,000-foot separation, so you're going to be good there. This one's in line, land 28 left. He's already picked up the ILS, so it gives me the red line right there, and it shows me that this needs to be trailing a little bit more, and I don't want to go too much faster. Speed 240 maybe? We'll see. This one's going 250, so this going 240 will generate more space in between. That one going 240 will create more space between there and there. And now I feel comfortable bringing that one down to 2. This one's at 2. I just wish the separation would get there a little quicker, but it doesn't, so whatever. I'm going to send this one on its way. And this one here, 160, is fix, oops, SID Eugen. And 345 is fix Sasu, fix Mullen. And you get to see my little battery alert. Okay. And I have a strange SID going on here. Where is this one going? To 160. So this is SID Eugen. I just happened to notice that from just being able to see it through experience. Alright, so let's see. Can I land this guy yet? Speed 250. Slow this guy down. I screwed that up. Fix Wetor knee pick. And speed 250. Oops. Speed 0. I'm going to peel him off, turn him to 90. None of this should really be happening. If you are ahead of the game and you're paying attention and you got all this stuff, like I said, watch my other video and you'll see how it's really supposed to be played. But when you're talking and narrating your movements, you're getting distracted. So speed 250, speed 250. That'll be okay. I'm not going to bump into his butt. And I'm going to wait for speed 250 on this one, but I can increase this one to 200. Clear him down to 2. Clear him down to 2. Where am I at on this one? 200 and speed 220. We'll see how that works. This one's in line, so 28 left. And let's see who's waiting here. He can take off. Okay. Always be taxiing, taking off while you're doing all this. So I think that's pretty much all the information I can give you. I've almost landed these guys. I can turn this one to 0 now. I need to speed that guy up, or else they're going to have a separation issue. Clear 4, clear 2, clear 3, and clear 2. Okay, so let's see how this is coming. I can increase his speed to 250 because I got that much space in between. This guy's going to be an issue, so back him off. Let me turn him 0 for a second. Should never see that. That was bad. Fix Archie, Weetor, Nepik. Okay. I get quiet there when I'm concentrating. Sorry about that. Speed 220. Let's get this guy to land. 28 left. This is going to be okay, but I'm still going to wait to send him down. This one's lined up. Okay, there's enough separation there. I'll send him down to 2. This one's at 2, and I'm going to overrun him, so let me change his speed to 150. Increase his speed to 220. Slow him down to 170. And that should pretty much take care of what we got here. So anyway, San Francisco is a challenging one to start with. You might want to start with a single runway if it's your first time playing, first through 10th time playing. I think you get the gist of it. What I'm doing is I'm scrolling in and out, or you can use the plus or minus button to do this. I'm just using the mouse to move around. What else is there? There's speed control. If you want it to go faster, you can click this. If you want it to go faster still, click it again, or if you want to go back to regular speed, do that. Speed 250 and speed 200. I'm going to slow him way down. $250. I can go ahead and give this guy landing instructions. Same with this one. You can continue to give it speed instructions after the fact, like speed 250. It'll go up to 250. Same with this one. Well, I haven't ILS'd it yet, but even after it's been picked up, the ILS, you can still continue to change its speed to a certain point until it starts dictating what the speed should be. Normally at this point in the game, all of these blues are taken care of, and there's only 1, possibly 2 left, but this is just for example purposes. And I think I'm pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and set this one to land 28 left. It's still slowing down to create more space in between these two. I'm going to speed this one up. I'm going to put these on a collision course, but you can see that this one's at 61, so I'm going to clear it to 3, and I'm going to clear this one to 2, and they'll always have 1,000-foot separation. I only have 1,000 feet to go there, but this one has 3,000 feet to get to 3,000, so that's not a problem. I'm going to clear this one to 2. I'm going to speed this one up to 250. Same with this, speed 250. By the time it gets up to speed, it'll be right there. Same with this one. And I might go ahead and peel this one off to Divec. Cut off that corner there. Might have to slow it up a little bit, I don't know. Let's see who's waiting. 180, which is fix Westla, Whammy, and Seagull, and then tell it to take off. Boom. You could tell it to take off at the same time. SID, Eugen, boom. 290 is Mullen. Okay. Oops. 290 is fix Mullen. There we go. And there's some other ones that are waiting still. Ooh, I have to get something landed here. Ooh, 28 left. There we go. All right, so as you can see, I'm gonna have a problem here. So I'm gonna fix Freely, Faith, Kneepick, and have it do some crazy stuff over there. This will be okay because I've got them separated by so much. This speed needs to slow down to 220 or so, give a little separation there. But truly, all of your organization should take place out here. Out here. You shouldn't be waiting until it's in here to be doing these speed control things. You should be able to visualize them coming in. But again, I've been narrating. Watch my other video to see, you know, how to do it correctly. Here I am just trying to talk you through all of the things that I do, and boy, that's a lot tougher than I thought it would be. Okay, so I can almost speed this guy up. This one's going to 3,000, so that's fine. Ooh. Turn right to 180. That's another thing, is you can say turn right or turn left. Now if I said turn left to 180, oh, check it out, I collided somewhere. Alright, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to stuff. Can't imagine where it would have happened. Interesting. Maybe I'll look back on the recording and find out. But turning left and right, you can do that just by telling it to turn left. Oh, you know what? That was the plane I was just directing. Yeah, you got to watch out for that change in altitude. Let's go over that real quick. The dark green, that's this one here. That's at 1,000 feet. The lighter green is this one right here. And then you have yellow, which is 3,000. So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So if I'm trying to pass over this, I want to be at 2K. If I'm trying to pass over this, I want to try to be at 3K. Okay, always 1,000 more than the indicator or that the legend indicates. Same with this one here, 4,000. This particular map doesn't have anything larger than 4,000. So anyway, that's the end of my tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you know, post your comments, questions, suggestions, and all that down at the bottom. Thanks.